We've got a few announcements to talk about. Amazon has started a sale today. Tomorrow is Blues Day, aka 4K Tuesday. I can't stop thinking about Warfare, so I'm going to give you guys a brief review of what I thought about the movie. This is the last format. I am your host 4K bluray. Let's get into today's show. Happy Monday, everyone. Tomorrow is everyone's favorite day, which is Blues Day, aka 4K Tuesday, and Kino Lorber is dropping 3 of them 4Ks on us. We've got Sneakers, Career Opportunities, and Foul Play all coming to 4K tomorrow, courtesy of Kino Lorber. And we already know they do a great job with their transfers, so I am expecting nothing but the best out of these. Then for the big one of the week, we've got Disney Buena Vista releasing Tombstone finally on 4K Steelbook. You guys, if you didn't get your pre-orders in on this one very early, I know you've been sitting around refreshing, checking the sites to see when it's going to come back in stock. So far, it has not come back into stock over the last week to week and a half, but I expect that if you're up early, maybe say that 3 a.m. Eastern time, if you hit it around that time, there's a great chance that some might open up. So if you really want this one day one, I think you're gonna have to get up rather early, grab you a copy, secure it, and hope for the best with that shipping, because we already know, especially if you're using Amazon, a lot of those steel books you're getting some dings, some dents, and all that good stuff. So fingers crossed to everybody that wants to grab this one day one. Hope you guys can get it as soon as possible, in the best shape possible. So last week, you guys, I did go check out A24's Warfare, and ever since I left that screening, man, I have not stopped thinking about it. I cannot wait till that one comes to 4K. So far, there has been no pre-order, which is really weird because every other movie that comes out the day of release, we see the pre-order pop up about 95% of the time, but this one does not have a pre-order up just yet, I do not believe. But so far, the information we know on this one, that it is going to come native 4K HDR10. Your aspect ratio is going to be 1.85 to 1. This is coming on a BD66 disc, no 100 gigabyte disc for this one. It is only an hour and 30-minute movie, but I'm expecting it to look spectacular, sound spectacular, just like Civil War did. So far, there's no audio formats listed for this title, but boy, I cannot wait. I don't care what audio format it comes in. I can't wait to own this one. But let's get into that review. But before we do, let's talk about that sponsor. This segment is sponsored by EnjoyMusic Tech. EnjoyMusic offers quality audio products at an unbeatable price. The EnjoyMusic BS5 bookshelf speakers are tuned for a neutral sound signature. These front-ported speakers house a 1-inch silk tweeter and a 5-inch fiberglass woofer. An advanced crossover design creates harmonious transition between the woofer and the tweeter. EnjoyMusic also offers a center channel speaker that is rear ported and houses a 1-inch silk tweeter and dual 5-inch woofers. Build your home theater with quality products for not a lot of money by purchasing EnjoyMusic branded electronics. Now, with A24's Warfare, although we've seen many modern war films whose mission isn't carried out with ease and soldiers must work their way through hostile territory in order to escape, Warfare does something that Black Hawk Down, 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, and Lone Survivor doesn't, and that showcase the emotions of each soldier we see on screen. A24's Warfare doesn't just cast big name actors and try to pull you into the film by constantly focusing on that specific character. Each soldier gets ample time on screen that creates a bit of emotional attachment for the audience. There is no music or score throughout the film, which leads to a more intense feeling when hostile moments occur. Not only is Warfare visually appealing, but sound design is what really makes this title special. From background chatter on comms to the rumbling of the Bradley IFV in the distance, you'll find yourself wanting to cover your ears from how dynamic the sound design is implemented. Warfare puts the viewers through the lens and ears of the soldier through muddled hearing, dizziness, and blinding lights. Warfare showcases the many stages of emotions that soldiers endure during the conflict. What you'll see on screen is laughter, determination, fear, distress, and sacrifice. While Navy SEAL Platoon's Alpha 1 and 2 story seems familiar to other screen films, director Ray Mendoza and Alex Garland creates an atmosphere that will leave audience at the edge of their seats. attempting to drown out intense moments and sounds while feeling emotionally attached to each soldier they see on screen. Now, I'm gonna be honest, coming out of this screening, I have not felt this way with a movie since seeing Infinity War. When I'm talking about total movie and just being awed from beginning to end. Now, there has been like a John Wick Chapter 4 where there's scenes that I'm like, man, that was absolutely amazing, such as the over-the-top dragon breath scene. You guys know what I'm talking about. That scene was absolutely amazing. But as far as a full movie, I have not felt like that leaving the theater since Infinity War. So you guys, if you haven't checked out Warfare, I definitely say check it out, unless you have some sort of like, you know, you've been in military conflicts before, you have that PTSD or something like that. If it bothers you, I wouldn't say go see it, but it didn't bother me at all. Some of the things that was shown in there, some of the sounds and things that was coming off the screen, like it just really didn't bother me, but I can see it bothering some people, especially soldiers. But if you haven't had a chance to check out Warfare, I definitely say go check it out. Alright, so over the past couple of days or two, we have had a couple of new announcements coming for 4K Blu-ray. It looks like German label Camera Obscura is releasing Themrock onto 4K Blu-ray later this summer. And it looks like we'll also be getting Mussolini Son of the Century from British label Dazzler Media, which will hit the market on July 14th. Now, I'm sure you guys have already seen this one, but we also got Cape Light Pictures will be releasing a 4K Blu-ray of Over the Top, Sylvester Stallone, hitting the market on June 30th. I know a lot of people are very excited about that one. You know, that's another one of those great flicks from the 80s that has a great soundtrack, so can't wait for that one to come out. And hopefully we'll be getting a North American release shortly after. Now, this next one I'm very, very interested in. Blue Underground, who does great 4K work, is releasing The Blood of Fu Manchu and The Castle of Fu Manchu. Now, both of these are exclusive 4K, new 4K restorations from the uncut and uncensored original camera negatives. They both have Dolby Vision HDR color grading. Both are going to come with new audio commentary, and your audio tracks are going to be English 1.0 DTS Master Audio. And these are very interesting to me. I think Blue Underground does some of the best work out there. They do not release stuff very often, and a lot of their stuff is, I would say, kind of niche, especially if you love like the B horror titles and stuff like that. That's typically what they put out, but man, they do a great job with their transfers. Their slipcover artwork is usually also very good and very limited. So if you love those Blue Underground titles, you love your slipcovers, I would suggest you get them very early. So the Amazon 3 for 33 is currently underway. It started this morning, and I gotta say, for anybody that, you know, for those collectors who've been collecting 4Ks for a very long time, usually purchase things day one, I would say you're probably once again disappointed with these sales as usual, because most of the time we've already have these titles, or they're just titles that we've constantly decided not to pick up because they're not something that we feel like we want to own. I know at least that's how it is for me. Been collecting since pretty much year one of 4K's releasing, and a lot of what's usually on these 3 for 30 sales, I either have it or it's just movies that I just don't care to own. They're good movies nonetheless, but not every movie is worth owning to me. Some movies I just sit there and like, when's the last time I've ever wanted to watch this? If it's never, then there's no point in me picking it up regardless of the price. But you guys, with this sale, we do have, like the YouTuber said, this was Warner Brothers and I believe Universal centered titles, but everything that's on here has pretty much been on here for quite some time, other than a few such as, I think, Inglourious Basterds may be new to it, Blazing Saddles, The Terminator, Godzilla -1 is on here, and the Lord of the Rings anime, The War of the Rohirrim, have been added. So I did pick up 3 of these. I picked up the Lord of the Rings, Godzilla -1, and I went ahead and decided on Inglourious Basterds, even though that's one of those that, you know, I just didn't feel like I really needed to own, but I've heard good things about the transfer and the audio quality on this one. So I said, you know what, I need a third. I didn't see anything else on there that really stuck out that I was like, you know, been waiting for some time and never picked it up or anything like that. So I was like, you know what, I'll just go ahead and add it. That way, you know, I don't have to hear people talk about it anymore. I can witness it for myself. At $11, I said, you know what, it is a good movie. I just felt like I didn't have to own it. So at that price, yes, I'll go ahead and grab it. Now, there are a few titles that have went on sale also that are not part of this deal that you know, such as Barbie, $14.99. Now that is a WB title, so I'm not sure why that's not on that 3 for $33 at this point. I feel like anybody that really wanted that title already has it, so they should have added it. But that's down to $14.99. We've got Point Break, the Point Break remake at $14.99. We've got Despicable Me 3, went down to $11.99. Detective Pikachu is at $27.99. That is the Steelbook. $43.99 for Fast and Furious 8 movie collection. Also got Full Metal Jacket Steelbook to $29.99. Inglourious Basterds $17.89. We've just talked about that being part of the sale. We've got Captain Underpants down to $11.99, and to round it out over the last few hours, $32.99 for What Lies Beneath. All right, you guys, so that is all I have today. No big discussion as of right now. Maybe we'll discuss something later in the week. Some little topic conversation I would love to have for y'all. I wanted to keep this one a little short and sweet for you guys on this Monday afternoon. Hopefully you guys get everything that you're wishing to grab tomorrow on 4K Tuesday. Till the next time, man, this is the last format. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button.